Hey guys, it's me, Clunchber X39 here, doing the Battle of Peleliu in LEGO, episode 14. So, we're just going to get started on some orders I got in, some things I've been working on the MOC, kind of the mountains, the minifigures, vehicles. Pretty much, we're going to touch on every subject about the MOC and kind of the upcoming episodes, what you can expect. So, starting off, I got in some parts. So, I believe I ordered, I think it was 200 of these 2x6 curved slopes. Now, I had made this little prototype of kind of how I could do a mountain, and so far most of you guys like that. The other way that I was going to use was consisting of me using these 1x2s, and that just wouldn't work. That was way too complicated, but now that I got these parts in, I'm able to play around with the mountain. And then I also got in a bunch of 1x6s. So we got the 2x6s and the 1x6 curved slopes, all in dark bluish gray. I believe I got like 200 of those and maybe like 200 of those. Can't exactly remember. But basically, here's kind of what I'm working on. Here is the mountain so far. So it's definitely complicated to make this mountain the way I want it to be, because it's going to follow kind of this tan line here. So it's going to be a little bit challenging, and hopefully we can make it look okay once we're done. It's going to be hard. That's basically what I'm trying to say here, is it's very hard to fill in every nook and cranny, especially when you're trying to go like this and then a right angle up to it and make it look good like that. So like all those little spots, those will fill in. But the back structure, it's somewhat stable, but not really. Like, I need to add some more supports, but as of right now, it's pretty stable. Thinking of going about this high, and then I'd like to try to make it flat green on top or something like that. Maybe not green, but maybe a tannish, maybe a dark tan color, and some type of like artillery nest or machine gun nest up on top. So that's kind of where I'm at with the mountain. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but I'm really trying to nail down this mountain because that's really the next major part of the MOC. And then also in that order, I believe I got 100 cheese slopes in tan. These will be useful pretty much all along the MOC, kind of that elevation point there. It'll help it make it look a little bit smoother. Then I ordered, I believe, 75 2x2s in tan. That'll just be good, like I said, elevation and whatnot. Then I ordered, I believe, 100 1x1 light bluish gray. Those are good for kind of making little rock patches and whatnot. And then I believe 100, let's see, these are trans clear studs. So basically, the reason I wanted to get those is to make little waves in the water. And then we still need to order maybe another 300 of these just regular light blue, trans light blue, to one, fill in that and fill in any other spots. Like, see there, you can kind of see through the base plate and whatnot, and you don't want that. So that'll be in probably my next order, because I do have to order some more of these 1x1 dark tan plates to scatter along the MOC to make it look a little more, you know, a little more contrast between the two tan colors. So what I've done as far as progress, like I said, I've been working on the mountain. That's a really big problem, but I think we're getting there. So like I said, let me know in the comments down below what you kind of think of that look. I think it looks pretty decent, and we might even put some slopes on the bottom here to get rid of those studs, or we could put tiles over it, one of the two. So what I've done is, basically last episode you saw I took basically these 1x2 tan plates, covered this entire section here, and I was able to take more of those, and basically if you see this brick here, draw a line there, I did everything over. Now the reason there's a patch here is because I want to do another bunker here, and then there's a patch here because I want to do a bunker here. Now that's another question. I'm thinking of doing the bunkers in light bluish gray and then trying to camouflage them with doing like some foliage around it and whatnot, make it really dense just in those specific areas. So let me know what you think of that in the comments below. But yeah, so bunkers, that's another thing. Light bluish gray, dark bluish gray. What colors do you think I should do the bunkers in? And then over here, not too much to change. I just have the vehicles there just for now. I need to build some U-boats, or some Higgins boats, sorry, my bad. I need to build some of those, so some landing craft, more minifigures. And speaking of minifigures, down here, we actually have kind of a little station here I'm working on, building up my Japanese army. So I did order, I believe there's 57 of these Lego hats that work really well for Japanese minifigures. So I ordered a bunch of those, so I'm planning on making minifigures for all of these hats. And then I'm slowly ordering, like, if I order, like, for example, those dark tan plates. If they have any cool Lego heads and whatnot, I'll buy them. And I think we're gonna do a color scheme of yellow for this like mock, so that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as the color tone of the minifigures. So I'm thinking yellow for the Americans and Japanese will look kind of cool, because I think I did flesh. Did I do flesh in Moscow or yellow? I can't remember, but let me know in the comments below. So I ordered, I believe there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of these. These are a really basic Lego head you see a lot used, and I think it's a really cool head. And then I ordered this guy because they had one of them and it was pretty cheap. And I've always wanted it because, if it'll focus there, because it has printing on the top, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then I got out some tan legs. These I found within some bins, so we got 5 there. Then we got an extra one here. So this is kind of what I want the Japanese minifigures to look like when they're all said and done. Custom printed torso with pockets, and then back printing there. And I'm probably going to extend the torso onto the hips there. Otherwise it looks kind of bad. There's just this big hip spot that's kind of blank. So I'll probably do that for the final kind of product. And then I'm going to be working on a Japanese machine gun with a little tripod and everything that'll all be custom molded by myself. And hopefully I'll be doing airsokas and other Japanese weapons just for this battle. So that's one thing I got to actually work on, because that takes a lot of time. And we don't want to be burning episodes, you know, waiting for weapons and basically waiting on me instead of, you know, waiting on orders and whatnot. So that's one thing we got to work on. So I'll probably order the legs and the torsos. I do have some torsos, but I might have to clean them. I think they're not clean as far as like removing the printing. That torso is actually pretty good. We'll probably keep that maybe for the main commander of the, you know, this little battle scene. So other than that, that's kind of the minifigures I'm working on. I'm going to have to do the same with the Americans. I'm still playing around with those. So yeah, there's another Japanese there. This is a little foliage thing I'm planning on making basically the whole mock look like this. So let me know what you think in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. One last thing. I got this huge bag of 1x2s. I didn't talk about this in the last episode because the last episode was kind of an experiment using music and whatnot. Kind of a cool slideshow of the mock. A lot of you guys liked it. A lot of you guys didn't like it, which is totally fine. It was a total experiment for you guys, which was awesome. But I had this huge bag. I believe there was 3,400 of these 1x2 tan plates. This bag was full, like all the way up to here. And I'm about, I'd say, halfway, if not a little less than halfway. And I've done all of this. So I think we'll just have enough of those to finish all of this here. And you know, there'll be a bunker there and a bunker here. So I think we're good with those. So I say the only thing I have to order is these 1x1s, more of these blue pieces, and minifigure parts. And I think we're going to need more mountain parts because this is all I have. And I've only built that much. So that's something I need to order. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments down below answering any of the questions I talked about throughout this video. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.